we go. All right, number 11, not number 1, number 11. What? Oh, I'm sorry about you. Okay, so how do you take the square root of letters?
I don't know.
You take half. Why do you take half? Because we are in Algebra 2, so we are going to get to other things. Bless you. We're going to get to other things later, so why do you take half of the 4? Why do you divide it by 2?
Because it's inside of the square root.
Because square means what? Squared. What number?
All sides are equal.
How much, Kayla? 2. Square means 2. Not like an actual square, dear, like the square root.
Oh, right.
All right, so what's 4 divided by 2? 2. There you go. Y'all okay? Let's bring back some memories. All right, but this one, you cannot divide that by 2 without it being a decimal. So you have to break it up. Does anybody remember how to break it up? Not 3 and 2. What's the biggest number underneath 5 that will divide by 2? 4. But you can't change that. Like, you can't change. You're supposed to have 5 of them. You only have 4 of them. So what do I have to do? You put an extra one right there next to it. There you go. See, now you can take this guy out as d to the 2, and the other one just stays inside. Y'all okay? All right, what about this one? A to the 6. A to the 3rd, yeah. Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, I got you. So you got to break it up first, right? And then I see what you're doing.
Oh, so it
Yeah.
always has to divide by 2.
It always has to divide by 2. Yes, sir, because it's a square root. Y'all okay? All right, what about this guy? Yep, g to the 4. And then I can take the 12. What's the 12 come out as? 6. But I got to break up the h to the 11. 10 and 1. And that comes out as h to the 5. Perfect.
You knew that I kind of wrote down and it was good.
All right, 15 is a little bit different. 15, we've done this for like 3 weeks now because it's got 18 and w to the 3. So how do you have to break up the 18? Because 18 is not a letter, guys. It's a number. How do we do that? Perfect square. There you go. What's the biggest perfect square that goes in 18? 9, the one that divides into it. And then 9 times 2, right? Then break up the 13 as 12 and 1. All right, and what 2 guys get to come out? And there you go. So it becomes 3, w to the 6, and then the 2 and the w stay inside. Y'all okay? Okay, we got one more. Here we go. So we got a justification question. What letter does it want us to solve for? B. Which one? There's 2 of them. B sub 2. There you go. All right, so did everybody plug in stuff right the first way? Is everybody okay so far? They okay on the first step? All right. What about the second step? So I'm trying to get b to the 2 by itself, right? How would you do that? What would you do to get b to the 2 by itself?
Divide by d.
No, I'm not multiplying. You would subtract it, right? So who is right when they subtracted it? Jade. What did Stephen do wrong? He put the b in the numerator. There you go. So he's going to say Jade is correct. Because Stephen put b to the 1 inside the fraction. Y'all okay? Alright, I gave you notes yesterday. If you weren't here yesterday, they're in the folder for you. We have extremely easy notes to do today. They're very, very easy. And when we get done, All right, so very first learning target. What's the very first learning target tell us? Hello.
I'm gonna take the dimensions of a matrix.
What?
Kayla, can you read us the first learning target without moving your mouth, please, dear?
I can state the dimensions of a matrix.
State the dimensions of a matrix. Very good.
I need
All right.
5 points.
So what we have to do first, guys. Gentlemen, are y'all done? All right. It's extremely easy, but it is so important. It's not even funny. Like if you can't state the dimensions of a matrix, you can't do anything else on this test. So it's going to be very, very important. Hopefully we have learned our lesson about vocabulary. And if we haven't, maybe we'll have to do a couple more tests before we learn our lesson on vocabulary. So what is a rectangular array of variables or constants in horizontal rows and vertical columns, usually enclosed with brackets? What's that called? A matrix.
No figure.
We call it matrices if it's plural, but it's a matrix if it's singular. Y'all okay?
I feel like there's actually something to do with the matrix just because it's word.
All right, so here we go. Very first thing, state the dimensions of the matrix. And what you need to know is it's row by column. Guys, it's so important. If you don't know how to do this, you can't plug it in your calculator, so you can't multiply them like we're going to do next week. It is so important. It's so easy, but so important. All right, number 10. How many rows do we have? 2? How many columns do we have? 3. That's it. Boom, you're done.
What?
I told you, so easy, but so important. All right, what about number 11? How many rows? 4. 3. Oh, okay. And then how many columns? 1 column. There you go.
Now 4.
Now this one has 4. Yep. And how many columns? 3. There you go. 13. 3. All right. Now look, this one's called a square matrix. Why is it called a square matrix? There you go. They're both exactly the same rows and exactly the same columns. Just know that terminology. It's called a square matrix.
Oh.
You're gonna have a quiz on this and adding. I mean, your quiz is gonna be really easy. All right. What about 14?
2 by 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. There we go. And this one? By 2. Welcome to your first lesson of Algebra II Trig. Because everything else has been a review. This is the first stuff that's not a review, by the way. Are y'all okay with this so far?
That stuff was hard.
All right. This is also the very, very, very baby beginnings of computer programming stuff. Remember how the 3D stuff that we talked about before? We're going to learn how to do, this is why I told you you're going to be mad at me. You're going to learn next week how to do those challenge problems in your calculator. So, yeah. Next week. I'll show you how to do both those challenge problems in your calculator.
You didn't make a show with the classes?
16. I seriously doubt he figured it out on his calculator. He probably might have figured it out in his head, which is good though. Alright, 16, it says equals, right? So it's just like geometry. We have to match sides of triangles up. You have to match these up. So 2x is in the same spot as which number over here? 5. So you say 2x is equal to 5. And so now you can figure out what x is by dividing. And you get what? 2.5. And you can only use a decimal because it is a terminating decimal. Alright, so what about 3? 3 is in the middle. What's it equal to? 3y. So what's y equal to? 1. Y'all okay? Yeah? Alright, what about 3z? Equals 9. So z is equal to 3. Boom, you're done. All right, what about 17? 4x is equal to 12. There you go. So x is equal to 3. And then what about 3y? Negative 1. Be careful. What's y equal to?
1 over 3.
There you go. Negative 1 over 3. Perfect.
So you're going to back right?
Later on, yes, I will. Not today, though. But it will happen, I promise. He's just dying for that day. All right, here we go. 4x is equal to what? Plus x. There you go, the whole thing. So this one's a little bit different. How do you get to solve for x on this one? There you go. Minus the x, you would get 3x. Divide, and you get 5. There you go. So we should have nothing but hundreds on this quiz next week, right? Okay. All right, and then 5 is equal to 2y minus 1. There you go. Add the 1, you get 6. Y equals 3. Perfect. Everybody okay? All right, last one. Here we go. Do you see how there's a big gap right here between these?
Yes.
Okay, so the 4x minus 3 goes together. And what's it equal to? 9. There you go. So add 3 over and you get 12. Divide and you get 3. Told you it was easy.
So they can fly because of
Because they're in the same spot in the matrix. They're both in the top left. All right, so what about 3y? What's it equal? Negative 15, because they're both in the top right. Divide. Negative 5. There you go. All right, what about 7 equals 7? Is there anything to solve there? Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, so we're good to go. All right, what else? 2z plus 1. Very good. Subtract the 1, you get 12. And z equals 6. Y'all okay?
Can you say try?
Are y'all okay, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Is this something
We just wait for 7 letters.
That's right. Okay, we're gonna finish up with it real quick. We'll start and see what that. Go ahead and work on that project wherever you got. And then we can come back to that in a minute if we need to. All right, let's look at our next learning target. Flip back to your learning targets. Flip back to your learning targets real quick. What else can we do? We solved equations. We stated dimensions. Add and subtract. Adding and subtracting is just as easy. It is just as easy, okay? The only place that it gets harder will be on Tuesday when we multiply, and it really doesn't get that much harder, but it does get a little bit. But today is pretty easy. All right, here we go. So we're just going to add these together now. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to enclose your matrix in brackets. Have to. Y'all okay? All right, so what are we going to add 6 with?
4. Negative 4.
Negative 4, because they're both in the top left. So what's 6 plus negative 4?
2.
Yep. I was looking at the negative and almost wrote the negative. All right, what about the negative 5? What am I going to add him with?
3.
3, because they're both in the top middle. So what's negative 5 plus 3? Do you notice how I leave some space between these two guys? Don't make it as 2 minus 2. All right, and then what's 9 plus 2? 11. And then negative 3 plus 6. 3. Negative 4 plus 9. And 5 plus negative 4. 1. Are y'all okay?
Yes.
All right, now, you are not going, listen to my whole sentence before you freak out. You are not going to be able to use your graphing calculator on your quiz, because I'm about to show you how to do this in your calculator. I want to make sure you know how to do this. Does that make sense to everybody? But your calculator has several steps to it that is going to be very important for stuff we're going to do later. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this on your calculator. That way we can have plenty of practice for when we really need it. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes? No? Okay. All right, here we go. Grab your calculator.
I ain't getting food on the floor.
I didn't get any food in my phone.
This is
So there have been several matrices questions on the past several ACTs that I have done. So this is probably going to be really good for those of you that are taking the October one. Y'all okay? Ready to go? Frank, you ready? Alright, right here, below the math button. Do you see where it says matrix? What color is it in? Blue. So you have to hit the second button and the matrix button. Yours may look a teeny bit different than mine, but it should be pretty close to it, okay? Y'all okay with this so far? Anybody lost?
Okay.
Where my finger still is matrix.
I don't see your fingers.
Right here. I mean,
The time thing.
it's the thing that looks like a red and white. Got a red nail and get it. Okay. Are you really feeling one? Oh, I didn't know that. See my finger now? Ready? Okay. All right, here we go. We need to tell our calculator to change what it has already done. So we need to go over to edit. Y'all okay so far? All right, and we're going to tell our calculator, hey calculator, we need to edit that matrix A, that first matrix. So we're going to hit enter. You have to tell your calculator the dimensions. What are the dimensions of this calculator? I mean, of this. What are the dimensions of this matrix?
3 by 2.
3 by 2. So you're going to, no, 2 by 3. So you're going to hit 2, enter, 3, enter. You have to hit enter.
This is so cool.
All right. What's the first number? 6.
Zero.
What number was it?
The first
I got
one.
0.
Where my finger is. Where do you have 0?
I did what you told me to.
You hit 2, enter, 3, enter.
Did you get a 0?
This is absolutely.
Oh, baby, that's because there's nothing in there yet. You have to tell it the numbers. It's not that
You
smart.
popped up with these numbers.
Because mine's already been used. Yours hasn't.
Okay, well, I didn't know this.
I told you yours may look a little bit different than mine.
Oh.
I led with that. Did you hit 6, enter?
Come on, bro. I think so.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, I haven't yet. There.
Alright, do you notice when you hit enter how it pops to the next one?
So
So you gotta follow it, okay? So you're gonna hit -5. Your calculator is only as smart as what you tell it. If you put the numbers in the wrong order, then it's not gonna do it. Alright, then 9, then -3, then -4, and this is important. When you hit that last number, when you hit 5, if you don't hit enter, it will not put a 5. It'll leave it as whatever number was already there. So you have to hit enter after that 5. Are y'all okay? Okay, so now we have to put our other matrix in. So we got to go back to matrix, second matrix. We have to edit again, but don't edit the first one. Which one are we going to edit? The second one. Y'all okay so far? I know it's a lot of steps, but it's really, really easy once you get the hang of it. What's the size of this one?
2 by
2, enter. 3, enter. And you can hit -4, enter. 3, enter. 2, enter. 6, 9, -4, and make sure you hit enter after the last number. Is anybody having issues?
my levels.
Alright, everybody okay so far? Anybody else having issues? Alright, you have to get your calculator is in edit mode, right? So you have to get your calculator out of edit mode. You have to tell your calculator, stop editing things, okay? So you're going to hit second, quit. They're right next to each other. Y'all okay so far? Alright, you're going to hit second, matrix. We're not editing anything. We want to tell our calculator to do something, right? So that was the first one. Enter. Plus, get off the phone. Go back to second matrix. We want our second one. Enter. Enter one more time.
I'm shook.
Y'all okay? I know it's a lot of steps, but it's very, very easy once you get the hang of it, okay? And you can fly through getting it. Alright, so here we go. Let's do another one. Number 2. What are we going to do on number 2?
Same thing.
Oh, no, we're not.
A.
We're going to subtract. We're going to do it on our own first because you're not going to be able to use your graphing calculator on a quiz. You can use it on your test, but not your quiz. Alright, so what's 8 minus negative 4? 12. What's 7 minus 3?
5. 4.
4. Negative 10 minus 2. Negative 12. Negative 6 minus negative 12.
18. Negative.
Those two negatives make a positive. So it'd be 6. Alright, you got your calculator? Let's try this again. Every time you do it, it's going to get easier, okay? So stay with me. Alright, we go to second matrix.
Okay.
We got to edit it. Hit enter. What size is this first guy?
2 by 2.
So 2 enter, 2 enter. Alright, you got 8 enter, 7 enter, negative 10, negative 6. What? You got to have issues with the first one.
So then you go back.
Then you go back to second matrix, over to edit, but this time we're going to edit which one? The second one, B. There you go. 2 by 2. Negative 4, 3, 2, negative 12. Make sure you hit enter at the end. All okay? What's wrong? Just hit second matrix again. Go over to edit. And then whichever one you're on. Okay, so you got to get out of edit mode.
You put second.
Second quit. Second matrix. Enter. And what are we doing this time? Subtract second matrix and the second one. What'd you do? Alright, did you get the same thing? Y'all okay?
Yeah.
Anybody need to help? Okay.
I think she does.
Alright, y'all try number 3 on your own. Try number 3 on your own.
That Jenna hate.
Alright, y'all try number 3.
Can I? What?
Alright, make sure you do it in your head first. Do it in our head first.
Right.
Alright.
We gotta do the whole page.
It's easy.
I know.
They, like, third period did it in like 10 minutes.
Well, good for third period.
I do it Monday.
That would be good for you, though you don't have homework tonight.
What
Alright, what's 16 plus negative 4?
was that?
3-day weekend.
What's 16 plus negative 4 as you're still talking and wasting your time for homework? 12. What's 2 plus negative 1? Positive 1. What's negative 9 plus negative 3? Negative 12, yep. What's 8 plus negative 7? 1. Are y'all okay?
Do we have to do it in our calculator?
I want you, because, look,
Repetition.
Look, I
repetition, because you have to know how to do it for what we're going to do later.
got you.
So try it one more time.
Wait.
Because you got a 3-day weekend, and then Ethan, you are bleeding here.
I am? Oh my goodness.
Is it bad?
No. You probably just,
Oh my god, no.
you probably just let us drink this jab or something. So try your calculator and see if you get the same thing. Try number 3 in your calculator, guys. We still gotta finish everything up.
Well,
Try number 3 in your calculator.
and then you go back to
Boy, where's your box?
Dude, one more is fine.
You don't need it all.
Yes. Oh, you're almost heavier than I am.
Alright, anybody have any issues getting the number 3 on your calculator?
I did it.
You did it. Where's that? That's the cool thing about this is it saves your data.
Yeah, no, I just said it wasn't. That
Give it
wasn't
that
mine.
Start.
How do you create these?
That's why I'm saying.
You don't think I can clear it out.
I'm trying to wait for you to stop talking. How do you read the line? What size is that one?
Got it.
Wow.
Type numbers in. You get it?
Yes.
In your calculator?
Yes.
I promise. Okay.
I did.
You hit enter at the last one?
Yes.
Okay, go back to second matrix. Go over to edit again. So now you give me the second one. What size is it? Type it in. Second quick. Get out of edit mode. Go to second matrix. Enter on the first one. Plus. Second matrix. Second one. That's a 2 by 24.
I put it here.
Oh.
Do you want to go on number 4?
No.
Just kidding.
Second matrix A. Plus second matrix B. Alright, here we go. Number 4. What's different about number 4? They are different. It is impossible. So if it's impossible, it said do what?
Right, impossible.
Write impossible.
I kind of like this.
Y'all okay?
I lost my pencil.
Alright, number 5. Very quickly. Very quickly, because we don't have long. 5. Here we go. What are we doing?
We are subtracting.
Subtracting. So what's 5 minus negative 8? 13. What's 0 minus 7? Leave enough space so that it does not look like 13 minus 7, okay? What's negative 3 minus negative 2? Beautiful. Alright, what's negative 6 minus 5? Alright, what's 9 minus negative 9? 18. What's 7 minus 3? 4. There you go. What's 2 minus negative 3? Positive 5. What's negative 4 minus 4? Negative 8, right? What are you doing? I thought you were working on a project. I thought you had a project.
9.
What?
9.
Oh, yeah, 9. Are y'all okay? Alright, here we go.
Negative 5 is 8.
Negative 1 minus negative 10 is 9.
No, where it's the bottom.
Yeah, it's negative 8.
Negative 8.
Oh, it's 5.
It is a positive.
No, not that one, the next one.
Number 6? Okay, now what are we doing here?
Distributing.
We are just distributing. Okay, all you're doing is multiplying. So what's negative 4 times 12? How much? 48. There you go. What's negative 4 times 6? What's negative 4 times 15? What's negative 4 times 4? There you go. What's negative 4 times negative 6? 24. What's negative 4 times negative 13?
42. I don't know.
52.
I was about to say, I was going for it.
What's negative 4 times negative 9? 36. What's negative 4 times 8? How much?
32.
Negative 32. There you go. Y'all okay? All right. All you are going to do on 7, 8, 9, and 10 is what? Do what it says to do. What does it say to do? Add A and B. Here we go. Are they the same? They are the same size. Here we go. Sorry, wake up. So what am I going to get when I add the first one? 11. What am I going to get when I add the next one? Negative 3. What about these bottom ones? Positive 5. What about 12 and negative 17? Negative 5. Are there any issues? Are y'all okay? No. Page 3 is. All right, number 8. All it says to do is what? 4 times C. Here we go. So multiply C by 4. What do we get? 32. 8. Negative 8. What about the bottom row? Yeah. Uh-huh. And 60. Perfect. Y'all okay? Anybody have an issue? All right, what about this one, number 9? What about number 9? What?
We gotta multiply A by 7.
And?
2 by B.
All right, so let's do that first, and then we'll subtract them. All right, 7 times A. Here we go, quickly. Wait. 0. Oh, you were going, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. We want it one thing at a time, Brent. Hold on. All right, negative 7 times 7. Yeah. 8 times 7. Yeah. 12 times 7. Perfect. All right, then we're going to subtract. And what are we going to do next? 2 times matrix B, right? So what's that give me? 22. 8. Yep. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting on y'all. What's the next one? Yeah. Negative 34. Yep. All right, subtract them, and what do you get? Now, Brent, give me the answers.
Negative 22.
Yeah. What's the next one?
Negative.
I can tell you what you say.
Thank you. Negative 57, Emily. Very good. All right, what about 56 minus negative 6?
52.
Very good. And 84 minus negative 34? 108.
No, 100. What?
150.
118.
118. Very good. All right, last one. Here we go. And then you've got about 15 minutes to do your homework when we get done with this. Here we go. Number 5. Number 10. Number 10, what are we doing first? 5 to all of matrix D. Here we go. Multiply, what do you get? Yep. Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. 5. And then we're going to add matrix C. Let me write it down. Are y'all okay? Anybody lost? All right, add them together, and what do you get? Yeah, negative 2. Negative 10 plus 8 is negative 2. All right, what about negative 40 plus 2? Negative 38? Yep. Negative 2. Keep going. 21, yep. 56.
Wait, what?
And 20. Are y'all okay? All right, here's what I want you to do. Homework tonight is all of page 3. I know it looks like a lot, but the first 6, all it says to do on the first 6 is tell me the dimensions. That's it. Y'all okay? All right, if I were you, I would make sure I did some practice on my calculator so I don't forget, because next week we're going to be doing some serious stuff on our calculator, and you have to know how to do what we did today. Got it good? Y'all okay? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.